Hey, it's Johara, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do another tag. I haven't done one in a while, so yay. Um, so this tag is going to be the rapid fire tag, which I just heard about. There's a lot of new tags I heard about. I'm not going to do them all today, I'm going to spread them out. Oh, there's two I can't do today because one's a mid-year tag and the other one's the end of the year tag. I'm going to say those both for next year, just do them then. Because hopefully 2021's better. Actually, I'm not complaining because I've actually had a pretty good year. A lot of things have happened to me, getting published. I think that was this year. I think it was towards the beginning of this year. And I've gotten some opportunities with my writing, and so I'm not really complaining about this year. I know a lot of people don't like this year, but I don't have that much to complain about besides COVID because it gets irritating. But yeah, so I'm not talking about that on my channel. So before we start the tag, I'm going to be making a new series of videos. It'll happen the first of every month. My mom and I decided to do this book club. She wants to start reading more because she's never been much of a reader. She read, what else she read? She read Harry Potter, obviously, because she loves movies. She read Twilight. Those are the only two I can actually think of. But she does want to read 50 Shades Grey, ew. But we both have turns picking a book to read for the book club. I picked this month since I am more of a reader. I already have all these books I want to read. She does know what she wants to, and then she'll pick, and then I'll pick, and then she'll pick, like that. And she has two ideas. She has a few books she does want to read, and she's trying to decide over two which one she wants to start with, because there's two she's more anticipated for. So yeah. And so for the first time in my life, I am reading two books at the same time, because I don't usually do that. I'm a faster reader than Mom, so we agreed I'll read first, at least for this book. I mean, next book she will probably be more into it because it's her choice. So she might actually be able to read it first, but she is a lot busier than I am. She has 4 kids she has to raise. I mean, she has 6 kids altogether, but 4 that she has to raise. And with school, she has to do school, so there's 2 handicaps, and yeah, so it could be difficult. But we are going to do that first of every month. This is the book I chose. Bookmark is here, good. It's called The Shadow Realm Chronicles Maeve. There's only one book out so far, and which is weird because usually by the time I start a book series, I don't even hear about it till every book of the series is already out. So now when I finish the book, I'm gonna have to wait for the second, and however many books there's gonna end up being. I actually know the author sort of. I've never met her face to face, but her name is Nancy Ann, right there. We met on Wattpad. That's where we both kind of got our niche, I guess you can say. That's how it started. Isn't that how it always starts, a writing app? But yeah, but this book is actually kind of interesting so far. I'm not that far into it yet. I'm only on chapter 8, but after this video I was actually gonna read, and I'm probably gonna read for most of the day. I might even finish the book today. Like I said, I'm a pretty fast reader when I want to, and when do I not want to. So yeah, it's available on Amazon. It's a really good book, and I'll read the synopsis. It says, many years ago, darkness tore apart the world. They called it the Great War, for it was massive and involved all the realms of all the worlds. Enemies on either side grew their armies for battles with heavy casualties. New allies formed out of this bloodshed while the old ones crumbled. The Great War might be over, but another one looms in the distance, and it all begins with a lonely mother named Maeve. Maeve once was a loving mother and wife, but darkness transforms her into a creature of the night. She is at the mercy of the Shadow King and her vampire master. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And it's already sometimes you have to wait a good half the book for like the main character to even turn into a vampire or whatever, but that already happened. It happened pretty quickly, which I like. I like when the action starts pretty soon, you know, the whatever. And the chapters are really short, so for you of those that like short chapters, and I wouldn't say it's like a long book. I've read longer books, but it's pretty long. There's like 74, 78, no, 78, 78 chapters, right? I think it's 78. Yeah, 78 chapters. But I will do the whole first my mom and I will be talking about the book and if I didn't get through everything I want to, I might even make a whole other chapter of just a review of the book to get more in depth in it. So there will be spoiler warnings, but you should try it. It's available on Amazon. The Shadow Realm Chronicles, Maeve, Nancy Ann. Only book out. The author said, I think she said she's already worked on the fifth. She's already working on the fifth book, so it's probably gonna be a long series, which I love. I think this is the fifth book. She said her publisher already has like the second and third one, maybe the fourth one. So yeah. So we should be getting them soon, hopefully, because once I'm finished this book, and I have a feeling I'm gonna love it, and I'm not gonna want to wait, because I never usually have to wait. Like literally, like every time I pick up a new series, the series is already done, and I'm like, this is an uncharted territory for me, and I'm not ready to not know what happens after this book, because I'm gonna be dying. I just already know it. But yeah, so that's a good book. This is the other book I am currently reading. It's taking me a while to get into it. I'm not really into it. I'm already on chapter 15, which is pretty good. I'm halfway through. So, usually when I'm halfway through, I stop because halfway through is when it gets good. But the thing is, I've already read the third book. I read it by accident. I didn't know it was part of a book. Series. I saw it was Ever After High, and it was about the Wonderland characters, and they're my favorites. And I was like, ooh, this seems interesting. I'll give it a try. And turned out to be the third of a series. And there's 4 books in all. This is the first book, and it's similar to the first season of Ever After High a lot. And I wasn't a fan of the first season. I mean, I love the show Ever After High, but the first season, other than a few things here and there, wasn't that good in my opinion. And I think that's why I'm having a lot of trouble getting into this book, because I wasn't big on the first season, you know. And I love Raven, can't stand Apple, so I hate that it revolves around her a lot, because I hate her badly. So yeah. But I'm taking a break from this book so I could read this one, and then when my mom turns to read it, I will be able to go back to that book. Hopefully I can finish it before the first, and if I can, then maybe I can finish the other books before the first, because the other books are centered around different characters, different storylines, and I think I'll be more into them, because I know I would love the Wonderland storyline, because I love the Wonderland characters in it, in the show, and it was just good. So I have a feeling. And the second one I think is on the cover is Ashlyn and Cerise, who are 2 characters I like, especially Cerise. And the fourth one, I don't know. I don't remember who's on the cover. I don't remember what it's about. But I'm sure I'll like it, because it won't be like the first season of Ever After High. So I don't think I'll have an issue. So that took 9 minutes just to explain all of that. That took a lot longer than it should have. Oh well. This shouldn't take long. It's called the Rapid Fire book tag for a reason. So basically I have 24 questions, and I'll answer them as quickly as possible. I'll try my hardest not to have this like huge explanation, because I'm supposed to be doing this quickly, but I'm bad at not having an explanation. I always want to give an explanation to my reasonings. I don't know why. Maybe it's the author in me, I guess. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna do bad at this because, like I said, I always feel like it's not that I need to give an explanation because you guys don't need to know my reasons. It's just when I talk about it, I ramble and I get passionate. And when I get passionate, I talk louder, I talk faster, and I tend to want to have all these explanations. And I just can't stop. And yeah, I'm getting off topic again. And well, it's not really off topic, but like I said, I take like when I'm talking about one thing, I am taking like 50 paths to get to the point. Like seriously, that's and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can make other people annoyed because when I talk about something and then I want to take another road to explain one thing about it and then another road to explain something else, and I just it takes me like an hour to explain one little thing. So especially something I'm passionate about. When I'm passionate about something, nothing can stop me. Like I'm just passionate about my books, about my writing. So let's get started. Question 1. Ebook or physical book? I prefer physical. I can't speak. Physical book. I don't like ebooks except like Wattpad books, but that's because they're not like published. They're just fan fictions. That's for fun. But I'm not big on ebooks. Paperback or hardback? Hardback. I do like paperback, but I prefer hardback. You know, paperback's better than ebook though. Online or in-store shopping? Years ago, I would have said in store because I live next to Barnes Noble and I basically lived there. But now I'll say online because I constantly use thrift books because I just love it. Trilogies or series? I love trilogies. I've talked about several different kinds of trilogies, but I prefer series because they are longer and they're more fun, in my opinion. Heroes or villains? I do love a good villain. Like, the story's only as good as this good villain, right? But I'll say hero, depending if the hero is like likable. If not, then I'll pick the villain. But that's besides the point. A book you want everyone to read? Seekers, an underrated book. Seekers, another duh. That shouldn't have surprised anyone. Last book you finished? I think it was Monster High Ghoul Friends because I reread that, and I think it was the last book I finished. I might be wrong. That's meaning all 4 books. Like I said, I might be wrong, but I think that's the last book I finished. Last book you bought? Divergent. Technically, on thrift books, if you buy enough books, you get to have a free book, so that was kind of a free book, so I think it counts, but if it doesn't count, then the last book I bought a whole crap load of Warrior Super Editions. So, yeah. Weirdest thing you use as bookmark? I don't use anything else. Used books, yes or no? Yes, I buy used books constantly from thrift books. They're in great condition and they're really cheap, so I suggest you to use it. So top 3 favorite genres: fantasy, action, adventure, especially if they're like combined. Borrow, buy. I usually buy because I like to own the copy. But if I'm not sure, if I'm sure I like it, I'll go ahead and buy it. If not, then I'll borrow it and check it out first, and then eventually buy it. Characters or plot? I love a good plot. You know, a story is not good without a good plot, but I love ones that talk a lot about characters and their ways, I guess, is how you explain it. 15. Long or short books? Long. I don't know why I hesitated. My mind went blank. Long. I love longer books. There's more in there, and it's just better. 16. Long or short chapters? I don't really care, you know. I like short chapters like this. I like some longer chapters. 17. Name the first 3 books you think of. Seekers, Warriors, Harry Potter. Duh. That shouldn't surprise you either. 18. Books that make you laugh or books that make you cry. Both. I don't usually read comedy books, but there are scenes that can be funny in my fantasy action books, so and I will laugh out loud, but there's also deaths and sad scenes where I end up crying. 19. Our world or fictional worlds? Fictional worlds, duh. 20. Audiobooks, yes or no? No. I don't like audiobooks. I like to actually read it. I don't like someone to read to me. It's a thing I have. Ever judge a book by its cover? Not really. I judge it by the summary on the end and it sounds interesting, but a lot of times if the cover pops to me, I'll pick it up, then read the summary and decide yes or no. So kind of and kind of not, because I don't do it just on the cover, but I do. But the cover does have like a fraction in it, I guess. Movie or TV show adaptations. I mentioned this before. Books are usually better than the movie, but TV show is usually better than the book. But I'm gonna have to go with a movie because there's just more to it. I mean, a TV show, it's hard to explain. I don't know for that one. Movie you preferred to the book. Allegiant, I did not like Tristan. Spoiler alert. 24. Series or standalone? Series. I think I mentioned this before, but I'm not huge on standalones. I only like even read one or two in my life. Well, probably not, but you know what I mean. I prefer series because there's just more to it, more to the characters, to the friendships, to the plots, to the stories. There's just so much more than a standalone could ever hope to achieve. I don't have problem with standalones. I mean, I read them, but I just feel like there's more to a series and I love them more. So yeah, that was it. That wasn't much of a rapid fire, but I tried. That says something. I was able to narrow down my reasoning a little bit to make it faster. So yay me, I feel accomplished. Okay, so please like and subscribe and comment. I tag all of you to do this, and yeah, so I would love if you did it. And if you do, tag me in it. I would love to watch. So yeah, okay. Until next time.